Hey guys, it is me. It is Nick the Booksmith. And here is another paper staining chat. I've got some paper to stain. Thought I'd chat with you guys for a few minutes. Today is Eclipse Day and it's kind of crazy outside. We live very, very close to the path of totality. So a lot of people are staying here in town and in other very close places. And I guess the interstate is a parking lot. So I'm not going anywhere. Good news is if I had to, I could because I now have a car. So long story short, hi. So long story short, I took the other car back to the crooked dealership and I got my down payment back and we canceled the loan. I just spilled all over the table. Okay, so I got my money back. Problem is that the car I got, which is a 2016 Mazda CX-5, which is their small SUV. Well, it's not, I don't even know if it's really an SUV. It's kind of a crossover thing. Oh, I'm doing patterned paper. I'm doing music paper. And I'm doing some beautiful bow bunny paper that Jenny sent me. I don't know if you guys remember. Oh, let's see if I can get this bow bunny paper that I was using in some of the other journals, and I only had a packet of it. And she found more and sent me some. Thank you, Jenny. Oh, another thing real quick before I get into this whole big old long stupid story. This is another thing that Jenny sent me, which is these are cards. I think this one goes in one of those viewfinder, those from the turn of the century. So I've got these and this one. And I've got some gorgeous postcards, like vintage postcards that she sent me. So I am going to, for you booksmithers that are on the Facebook group, I am going to scan a page or two of these and load them up at the Facebook group so you can print them out and use them however and you would like. And I will post some of the backs too so that you can print them out and then back them on their own backs. Does that make sense? Okay. So anyway, look at this one. Look at this one. It's got I'll do this one. It's got a stamp and it's already written on. So super awesome. It's from 1921, I believe. So super, super cool. I'll do these for the Facebook group today. Okay. So back to my long drawn out stupid story. So there was a dealership in Denver that found a white one with dark interior, which is what I wanted. I didn't want they're running out. They're running out of these cars because they're really popular and they're not expensive. Well, okay, new cars are expensive. Let's not fool ourselves. But I mean, it's not a Lexus or, it's not a Volvo or an Audi or, it's not a BMW. So they're more affordable, let's put it that way. So they heard my story. I was talking to the salesman on the phone and I kind of gave him the rundown of what happened to me at the other crooked dealership. And he goes, I know this story. I know about you. And I was like, oh, okay, great. He says, give me a minute and I will talk to my general manager. He says, I'll give you a call back. In about 5 minutes, he called me back and he said, my general manager was told to take care of you. So we are going to give you employee pricing on this car. So that's awesome. I mean, it just made my heart happy that there are still good people in this world. Bad thing is, and I had to shell out a little bit more money because the one that they had was the next model up. so it had more bells and whistles and, you know, that kind of stuff. So I ended up spending a little bit more money. I got a nicer car. But anyway, the dealership they were just the nicest people. And my salesman he's originally from Zimbabwe, and excuse me, his family is like, I have never heard a more interesting story in my life. I don't want to say to the world like his personal story, but just to give you an inkling of, his family owns like 7 cattle ranches in Malawi, and he has an uncle that is part of this. Well, he has a government position, but it was just crazy. He's like one of the most interesting people I think I've ever met in my entire life. And so, Daniel, if you ever see this video, I just want to know that I love you, man, and you rock. You saved my tuchus, buddy, and now I have a car. And so, yay, I have a car that I'm not going to drive today because there's a billion people out there. So, okay, so there's that. Another thing I wanted to go over is with my Booksmithers. Thank you guys. So many of you, it was overwhelming. I never, ever imagined that this many people would want to learn my procedures, my techniques, and we have become a community, and we are helping one another on Facebook to locate, because some of you guys are, in other countries, and maybe you can't get the supplies that I use. Well, no worries. We are talking about that. We are talking about substitutions for folks that can't get exactly what I use. So it's just awesome. Everybody at the Facebook group, and there's a lot of you, are incredible. And thank you for helping one another. And it's just a nice feeling of camaraderie over there in that closed group. Everybody else who is not a Booksmither, just to remind you, the early bird pricing is good until this Thursday, which is August 24th. Let's see. For those of you on the other side of the world, I'm trying to think what that would be. Because you guys, we're behind, the US is behind everybody. So for you guys, that will be the 25th. And I will have that time at the bottom of this video in the description box with my time zone and everything, so you can synchronize your watches and see exactly when your time zone is. If you are interested in purchasing the course and you want the early bird pricing, I'll put that time down in there so that you know exactly when that is over. After that time, the price is going to go up a little bit, just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. But I just thought that everybody who was taking a leap of faith on me in the first 2 weeks should get a discount. So that's what that early bird pricing is for. I'm going to start loading up all kinds of freebies on the Facebook group so that everybody has a chance to use some neat looking ephemera in the books that they will be creating. So if you haven't already purchased the course, if you have any questions about the course, feel free to ask them in the comment section below, and either I or another Booksmither will answer your questions. The group is we're a helpful group, and everybody is very generous with their time and their expertise and their opinions, and so feel free to ask whatever you would like to ask, and we will answer to the best of our ability. Let's see. How's everybody doing today? Are you going to go outside and stare up at the sun? Please wear proper eye protection if you are in the path of seeing the eclipse. I have friends that live down south and up north that won't even be able to see it at all. Because, I mean, they'll see the moon real close to the sun, but there's no eclipsing where they are. I guess that's why it's so crazy here, because people want to see totality. So, let's see. What else, guys? What else? Oh, finishing up a couple of journals today. One for Pam and one for Rebecca. And then I am hoping to get a couple of naked journals on the Etsy store by the end of the week, it'll have to be the end of the week. So I'd like to do that. I would really, really, really like to do that. I guess that's about it. I mean, my life isn't complicated anymore because I'm not dealing with a stupid dealership. So I'm not that exciting anymore. One thing though, the state investigator that his licensing board takes care of all the codes and rules that auto dealerships have to abide by law. And so he and I talked the other day after I got my money back, and he told me, he said, listen, you are finished with them, and he says, and I'm glad you are finished with them. He didn't want me have to deal with them anymore. He says, but I am not finished with them. He says, I am going ahead with my investigation, and I am going to investigate this transaction. So that's good, because I don't want this to happen to anybody else. Nobody. The GM, which is the general manager of that dealership, even when I was there to turn in the car and get my money back, he was lying to me. He was lying to me when he didn't have to lie to me. He told me that it would be super easy to return the car, because all I had to do was bring the car back. He would give me my check back for my down payment, and that all he had to do was shred my paperwork because my loan had not been instituted yet. Well, the lady from the Chase fraud department called me a couple of minutes later, and she goes, oh, no. She says, your loan is very much instituted. She says, that is not true. She says, the dealership will need to call Chase Bank and have a conversation about doing what they call a flat cancellation. She says, your loan cannot be canceled without that discussion and without that being instituted. And she says, do not leave that dealership without documentation that has begun. So it's like he didn't even have to lie to me, and he was still, it was like, dude, you've got a problem. You have an honesty problem or a lack of honesty problem. It was like, why would you even lie about something like that? I don't know. Either he lied or he had no idea what he was talking about, but he told me he had been in car sales for 20 years. So I'm thinking it was probably just a lie. So we got that done, thankfully, and I had the finance manager call my representative at the fraud department, and he realized that she wasn't just some service rep from Chase Bank. She was my case representative at the fraud department. So he wanted to make sure, I'm sure, that all the I's were dotted and all the T's were crossed, because ain't nobody got time for that. I mean, orange jumpsuits are not trendy, especially if, you're in the county prison. So, yeah. So anyway, that was the most stressful thing I've been through in a long time. I overanalyze, overthink, overworry, over everything all the time. That's my MO. It's what I do. It's ingrained in my psyche. I can't help it. It's my thing. I wish I could help it. If there was a switch or a pill I could take to turn that off, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I would most certainly do that in a heartbeat. I wish I could be one of those, oh, don't worry, be happy kind of people. I think my life would be a lot smoother if I didn't worry about stuff. Okay, guys, I guess that's it for now. You don't need to, watch me dye all these pages. You're probably bored to tears. So I will let you go so that this video isn't, you know, an hour long. And hopefully soon I'll be able to do a car vlog. I got to figure out how to set my phone in there and video, because the car is set up different than my other car. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out. And yeah, we'll figure something out so I can do some car vlogs. Because now this car like has a really nice air conditioner. My last one was like kind of, it wasn't that great. It would work some days, and then other days it was kind of like it wasn't even trying. It just gave it up. It's like, forget you. And I don't use the air conditioner very often. I mean, it's got to be pretty hot because I'm cold most of the time anyway. I mean, if it's 100 degrees outside, I'm not cold. So, but yeah. But the new car has heated seats. So, never had a car with heated seats before. I didn't even know what that was. What do you mean they can heat the seats? I guess some really fancy cars have seat coolers. I'm like, how do they do that? How do they cool the seats? I don't even understand that technology. You know, where they're just like little tiny creatures under there making ice all the time and then just holding the ice up against your bum. I don't know. If you know, tell me, because that would be an interesting tidbit of trivia to know. It could be my party trick. I could know how seat coolers work. So tell me if you know. And again, guys, if you have any questions, if you have not purchased the Booksmith course and you have some questions because, you know, you want your questions answered before you would buy something like that. Like I said, feel free to put them down in the comments section, and either I or one of the other Booksmithers will jump in and address those for you so that you can make a decision. If you'd like to, I guess I should say, I just lost it. This is my world, people. I had it. Okay, well, maybe it'll be in the next video because I just lost it. Do you ever do that? Do you ever think it's like, oh, it's something important, and then it's like, oh, and then it's gone, and then there it goes, off into the nether regions of nowhere. Okay, I'm sorry. If I think of it, I'll put it down in the description box. Maybe I'll remember in like the next 10 minutes or so, and I'll put it down in the description box before I load this up. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, this mundane video of watching me coffee diet. This is coffee, by the way. It's not tea. This one's coffee today. Just that cheap instant coffee that I got at the dollar store. That's all it is. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will try to put up another one soon. And I would like to have maybe a little tutorial of some sort on YouTube really soon. I have a list of things that I want to go through and want to try out, so I think that would be fun. Okay, guys, have a great day. If you are in the path of the eclipse, I hope you have a total eclipse of the heart. All you 80s children out there know exactly what I was talking about. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!